So the Skunk is for our advanced development programs, or the Skunkworks as it's known. It's based out of Palmdale, California, but we obviously have a part that is here in Fort Worth. Right out of school, I went to work for Lockheed Martin right away. I started working on the F-16 program. I was an integration and test engineer, or systems engineer, but working integration and test for F-16s, and I did that for about 7.5 years, which at the time seemed like a really long time. I got to travel internationally. I got to do some operational test and evaluation work out in the Netherlands. I got to go to Taiwan and go do some integration with some of the reconnaissance pods that we were selling to the Taiwanese at the time. And so, those were experiences that I never dreamed I was going to be traveling internationally. I remember the first time I went to the Netherlands, and I was by myself, and it was a 6-week assignment. I think maybe two months. And I just remember when I first got there, driving on my way. We fly into Amsterdam and have to drive up to Leeuwarden. And I just remember being on the road there and driving in that car, and just thinking I never would have dreamed that I'd ever be in another country. And I was just so thankful for that opportunity, and just really. It was more than an hour drive, and I just remember just sitting there reflecting on everything that had gone on in my life, from being a teenager to being a teenage father and husband, and going through the struggles in college, to now being at the point where I'm actually in another country. I had settled in my mind that family and kids, I would never get the opportunity to travel, but that opportunity came up, and I was able to do it. And so I worked that, and then I went over to F-35 a couple of years after they had won the program, and stayed there for about another, I guess it was about 7 years. I started off doing the integration tests, and then actually I hopped over into software, supporting one of our algorithms teams over there. And then I kind of found my way into what we call the core. And so it was shortly after that, then I got a management opportunity, and then I started managing what we call our core processing software integration and test team. And so I did that for about 5 years. And then this last November, I got hired into the Skunkworks, which is part of Lockheed Martin Aeronautics there in Fort Worth. And so it's the advanced development program. So I've been doing that since November. Really enjoying it. And all along the way, F-16, it was an established program that had been around for years. Really got a lot of good experience. Then when jumping over to F-35, that was a development program at the time, and so the pace picked up. We were doing, rather than just maybe 1 or 2 software releases, every month or two, as we did in F-16. On F-35, you were doing 2 to 3 software releases maybe every couple of weeks. To now an ADP where the program you're working on, could be just a matter of 6 weeks, and you're doing a complete, release of a, whether it's software or a vehicle or something. Just the pace has just really increased all the way through. So I've really enjoyed that, and I enjoy what I'm doing right now with the Skunkworks and ADP, and it's been a really good challenge. It's been a good progression through my career.